Good morning, everybody. It's time for Morning Manna. It's good to be back and saddled again with you. Man, I've been out for a minute, taking a little time off, a little prayer time, and just kind of some self care time, all of those things and the above. So good to be back with everybody on this morning. It's time for Morning Manna. Time for Morning Manna. You already know what we're going to do. The text to talk, the takeaway, 5 minutes or less. Gonna greet some people, get right into it. How do you hear me this morning? I know sometimes, I know right at the beginning, it's always some little bit of a static or what have you. But how do you hear me on this morning? And how is everybody on this morning? I miss being on Morning Manna, but I have to admit, felt pretty good sleeping in. It really did. Good morning, Vicky. How are you? Good morning, Ella. How are you? Brother Nesbitt, how are you? Annette, how are you on this morning? Of everybody on this wonderful morning. It is happy Monday morning. Happy Monday morning. Tell me, how do you hear me? I want to make sure that it coming through pretty clear. And as the audience gathers, I got a word for you, of course, on this morning. Got a word for you, of course, on this morning, and share the word with you. It is always just an honor, just a blessing to impart into your life. And so, to that end, it's just good for us to have the Manna fam together again. Ari, how are you on this morning? Francine, how are you on this morning? Verena, how are you all on this morning? So you hear me loud and clear? Lima Charlie, okay, loud and clear. Got it, got it, got it. Patrice, how are you on this morning? What a wonderful morning it is. It's good to be back with the Manna fam. Good to be back with the Manna fam. I hope y'all didn't drift off and forget about me. I hope you didn't do that. And we're all back together again. We're all back together again. Good morning, Denise. How are you on this morning? It's a great morning. Elder Lawson, how are you on this morning? Praying for you as usual on this morning. Ramona, how are you doing on this morning? Lottie, how are you on this morning? Everybody good? Brenda, there you go. How are you on this morning? You know what? I want to get right into it. The text to talk to take away, 5 minutes or less. This is what we're going to deal with. You know, we always connect yesterday's message to Monday morning's manna and say that fast 3 times. And that's what we're going to talk about. Level up, level up, level up. You know, that's what we were dealing with. The, shoulda, woulda, coulda. And it was part four, the Uber lift. The Uber lift. Well, and we got into this whole piece about Amos. Amos. It was in the middle of the message, and I was talking about sin and how clearly, Philip had to talk to the unit, the Ethiopian unit, had to talk to him about sin. And we use Amos. Amos, I want you to turn there, look there with me. Amos 7, 7 through 8. Amos 7, 7 through 8. And that's what we dealt with. And I want to delve a little bit deeper into that on this morning. Level up, level up. The text to talk to take away, 5 minutes or less. Here we go. Amos 7, 7 through 8. Here it is. The English Standard Version. Follow along in the version of your choice. This is what he showed me. Behold, the Lord was standing beside a wall built with a plumb line, a leveler, if you will, with a plumb line in his hand. And the Lord said to me, Amos, what do you see? And I said, a plumb line. Then the Lord said, behold, I am setting a plumb line in the midst of my people Israel. I will never again pass by them again. In other words, here is what is happening in the text. God is saying through the pen and the mouth of Amos, you all have to level up. You have to level up. You are not measuring up to the word that I've given you. And you have to simply level up. There's 3 things I want to pick up out of that text that's going to help you do what you need to do with respect to leveling up. The first thing is measure up. The measure up. The first thing he told them, take a measure. And I got this here. Here it is. See that little bubble going in there? Yeah, there you go. Right there in the middle. You have to measure up. before you do anything, God says, I need you to measure up. Here's the second thing. How do I want you to measure? From the bottom up. Measure up. How? From the bottom up. Because if you recall on yesterday, I said that the tower, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, wasn't that it was built crooked, the foundation that it was on was sinking and made it crooked. The foundation that it was on made it crooked because from the bottom up, from the bottom up. And that's what happens so many times is that we're trying to measure up, but we don't start from the bottom up to get our lives together so that we can build up. Here's the third thing that you can build up. Build up what? Build up your life, your walk with the Lord from the bottom up, measure up. Here's the takeaway. The takeaway is this: use God's word to measure your life. Use God's word, not other people. Don't compare and contrast. Don't look at how. Oh no, take His word and then use that to measure your life against. Measure up, bottom up, build up, so you can level up. The Lord be with you today. His face shine upon you, give you peace. Glad to be back with you. Let's roll this week. Share the manna. Don't keep it to yourself. God bless you. His face shine upon you, give you peace. I'll see you tomorrow morning with more morning manna.